Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Greg Cruz, aka G-Bo, from the One and Shot series. And today we got a special guest coming in all the way from Texas. This is my homeboy, though, from San Diego. We was raised up in the Skyline neighborhood, and we just going to show you a little bit, or let him tell you a little bit about his story of how we grew up and eventually how we overcame the madness in Southeast San Diego. So here he is right now. I'm going to introduce you to Jettie Garrett, aka Baby Jed.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jettie Garrett. Like Greg said, aka Baby Jed. Definitely want to give a shout out to Greg Cruz for giving me this opportunity to speak to you guys today. Give some of these youngsters maybe some insight on what it's like growing up in this gang life, and definitely to dissuade them from even going down this road. I want to let Greg know how proud he is of you, man. You're doing great out here, being a major influence on society, something that we should have been doing years ago, man. But we let life take us on another road. But we're here to try to get back today to try to let you guys get back on the right path. So thanks a lot, man.
So look, man, real quick, we from the same turf, man, same neighborhood. It's crazy because you're a few years younger than me, but I think you started gangbanging before me, homeboy. Keep it 100, man. So what I want you to do is share, like, the year. If you remember the year you started gangbanging, when you went into juvenile hall, campo, or whatever, and then we're gonna take it from there, man. Because I like people to understand and see where you came from, the madness that manifested in us, and then, like you said, how difficult it was to get out and eventually start shining the right way. So share a little bit of that for me, please.
I'm 54 years old, man, and it's ironic that some people still call me Baby Jed. I was telling somebody last night, man, you can't be a grown man trying to do responsible things and still have a nickname as Baby anything. But I got that name because I was so young when I did start gangbanging. I was 9 years old when I first started gangbanging, and one of the main reasons why I did was my parents got divorced. As long as my pops was there, he was a military man, he was the disciplinarian of the family, and as soon as he left the household, I was immediately drawn to the street. As soon as I got out there and started gang banging, I think the first time I ended up going to juvenile hall was 11 years old. Like I said, I'm 54 years old now. I've done maybe close to 26 years on and off throughout my lifetime. So if you can do some real quick math, not counting from when I was a baby to 9, but from 9 to 54, 26 years, that's well over half of my life incarcerated in my jail. So, prison 10 times, youth authority 3 times, campo 2 or 3 times, juvenile hall, county jails, no telling how many times. Just that whole revolving door type thing.
So let me ask you this. The youth authorities, for those that don't know, YA of the California Youth Authority, when we're a youngster, it's almost like, because we become criminal minded and doing things that's breaking the law, because we're at a young age, instead of sending us to prison, they would send us to the California Youth Authority. And some people call it, when we get to prison, graduating and going to the big house. So, and eventually that just shows you that if we continue that path, that's where we will go. It's not if, it's when. You know what I mean? So, at what age were you in the California Youth Authority? And without telling me what you did for, just tell me how it was in the California Youth Authority.
It's funny that you said, man, because the California Youth Authority is actually geared towards getting us more educated, not into the criminal lifestyle, but this California Youth Authority is a school system. Trade schools and all that, man, what they was hoping to do was get us involved in some structure, teach us some goals, teach us some skills to get out here and deal with life on life's terms. But when I got to the Youth Authority, I was 13 years old in 1979, and I was already heavily influenced with gangs and drugs. But what I found out is when I got there, the gang culture that was mostly ran by Los Angeles gang members had corrupted the whole California Youth Authority. So you didn't have time to focus on getting a trade or learning any kind of life skills. The skill that you had to focus on was trying to keep these dudes up off you, because we were sorely outnumbered back then. Like nowadays, you see all these Mac 10s and Boozy Badasses and Chris Browns and everybody in the world is a blood now. When I was gang banging, man, when I was in the Youth Authority, we was outnumbered probably 20 to 1. Crips against blood, you know what I mean? So, and they called, someone was gladiator school, and it wasn't just no fancy made up moniker. I mean, the Youth Authority was harder than any prison I've ever been in, as far as the violence and having to constantly defend yourself, whether you wanted to or not. You know what I mean? You had to, if not for yourself, for your homeboy. Like I said, we were so short, it was all hands on deck at the time. So, I first went to YA at 13, got out at 15, probably didn't stay on the street, not even a year. Went back a couple more times, man, and then, like you said, I ended up eventually, I graduated to prison at the age of 19.
So why, and let me just share this, because I went to YA as well. A year after I went in 1980, and I can agree with you, man. It was madness in there. It was violent in there, and they had trades, they had things that were designed, like you said, to help us come up with a skill that when we got out, we can fall back on. But on the flip side, the gang madness was so heavy in there, and like you said, LA with all the gangs there, it's a major Crip gangs out of LA. As people know, San Diego was pretty much ran by blood gangs. But now we up there in the California Youth Authority, and we're outnumbered 20 to 1. It was like Darwinism, man. It's natural selection, survival of the fittest, man. And being fit, they have weights. So we're lifting, we're buffing all the time, and we're staying on point and staying ready, man, because at any given moment it could pop off. And we're dealing with youngsters that's irritated, that's mad because they're locked up. Some of us grew up in the system and just continue to elevate with the negative atmosphere and negative vibes, and mad at the world, and look at somebody wrong and they can just go down like that, man. So that's part of the youth authority growing up in that era, in that aspect. And there are many youth authorities all over, up and down California, man, from N.W.S, from the super youngsters all the way to YTS, where you got people from 16 all the way to 25 years old. So we're talking about young men that became adults, and we're talking about some dudes with some 21-inch arms that's in there, and the weights and all that kind of stuff that people were lifting and getting big and strong and wanting to throw their weight around, and the gang madness there, man, is overwhelming. But that's the episode of the Youth Authority. So I thank y'all for joining us. No Warning Shot series. So you can go to the webpage on YouTube and follow us and follow the stories. And I want to thank Jettie for sharing that with us.